What if the prison isn't the walls around you, but the thoughts they gave you? In the next 10 minutes, we'll dismantle the illusion. Welcome back to the channel, and in this segment of Matrix Navigate, I'll react to circulating TikToks that will help you deprogram. If you listen closely, specifically to the frequency of what's being said, it reveals the exact code used to keep the mass consciousness on a loop. Today we're reacting to being caught in the rat race, but we're not just watching it, we're decoding it. We're going to look at what they got right, where the trap still exists, and how you can apply this to your reality today. Let's go.
You'll stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
The same job for the rest of your life? I didn't know that.
What's the difference? Huh?
And you'll be happy to know that these as a species haven't had one day off in 27 million years.
So you'll just work us to death?
We'll sure try. Larry, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Work. It's important to be useful. Look at me. I got it all figured out. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work, I work all day, I go home, I go to sleep. I get up, I shower, I come to work.
Simply put, the cartoon said it in a nutshell. Did you catch the word prison? At this stage of consciousness, we talk a lot about the Matrix and how we're living in one. Our reality is much subtler than a sci-fi movie. There's an invisible prison, one with no walls. The system doesn't force you to work. It just needs to keep you too exhausted to dream. Let's see where the next video takes us.
You spend 8 hours a day building someone else's empire and receive in return only enough to come back tomorrow and repeat the process. That's not work. It's a system of continuous extraction where your time, your creative energy, and your productive capacity are converted into someone else's profit, while you receive crumbs calculated to keep you alive, but never free. The salary doesn't exist to reward your effort. It exists to calibrate your dependence. Each monthly deposit is a carefully measured dose of survival that keeps you functional enough to produce, but desperate enough not to question.
Okay, this is where we need to be careful. Do you see the trap? The video is correctly diagnosing the problem. You are trapped. But will they offer a solution?
Modern slavery doesn't need physical chains because it has developed something much more efficient. A contract where you voluntarily hand over the only thing that never comes back, your lifetime, in exchange for digital numbers that disappear before the month ends. The fundamental transaction of salaried employment is a conceptual fraud. You don't sell labor, you sell time of existence. The difference is brutal. When someone buys your labor, you deliver a result, a work, a specific product. When someone buys your time, you deliver unrecoverable pieces of your biological life.
I heard someone say, the most valuable and precious commodity on earth is time. And he said, you deliver unrecoverable pieces of your valuable life. You know, you throw that in with social media doom scrolling, you're left with a shell of a person who's too tired to critically think. A 9-to-5 is under the guise of financial freedom.
Hours that will never exist again. Days that added together form years that could have been lived in any other way. The employer doesn't just want you to perform tasks. They want to control when you wake up, when you eat, when you rest, when you can be with those you love. The salary is the price of this complete temporal submission.
You don't fail because you're lazy.
You fail because the game you're playing was designed to keep you stuck. Think about it. How many mornings start exactly the same? The alarm goes off, you check your phone, and before you've even left the bed, so a number on a screen tells you, your life belongs to someone else's schedule. You rush to work, pour your best hours into building someone else's dream. Come home exhausted, and promise yourself you'll figure it out tomorrow. But tomorrow looks exactly like today. That's not bad luck. That's the rat race.
He hit the nail on the head again. Look, money is energy, and it's a useful tool. But if your consciousness hasn't shifted, if you haven't done the shadow work, money just magnifies your current state of fear. And you also need to realize when you are realizing that you're in this matrix, it's everything that you grew up on. And it's your job too.
Automate success so it becomes your default, and develop the mindset that makes financial freedom inevitable. So if you've ever looked at your paycheck and thought, there has to be more than this, you're right. And today, you'll learn how to break free. Let's begin. Most people think they're free because they can choose what to eat, where to live, or which show to binge on Netflix. But the uncomfortable truth is this: if your life depends on a paycheck, you are not free. You're trapped in what's called the rat race, a loop designed to keep you running hard but never arriving anywhere meaningful. Think about it. You work 40, 50, maybe 60 hours a week. At the end of the month, you glance at your bank account and wonder, where did it all go? Rent, groceries, gas, bills. That's a night out here and there. It's all gone before you can even breathe. You've traded a month of your life for numbers that vanish almost as fast as they appear. That is not freedom. That is survival. The illusion of progress. The rat race is clever. It doesn't tell you outright, you're stuck. It disguises itself as progress. A raise, a promotion, a new title. Yet somehow your expenses always catch up. You earn more. You spend more. You climb the ladder, but the wall it leans on isn't yours. You're building someone else's empire while your own dreams collect dust in the corner. The scariest part, the longer you run, the more normal it feels. You convince yourself this is just life. Everyone struggles with money. At least I have a job. One day, maybe things will get better. These thoughts are the chains that keep you running in circles. How we got here. This trap didn't start with you. It started with the script you were handed. As a child, go to school. Get good grades. Get a safe job. Work hard. Retire at 65. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll enjoy the leftovers of your health and energy. But that script wasn't written to make you wealthy. It was written to make you obedient. Schools taught us how to memorize, how to follow directions, how to show up on time. What they didn't teach us was how money actually works, how taxes eat your paycheck, how debt compounds against you, or how wealth is created through ownership and leverage. You left with a diploma, but no playbook for freedom. The comfort zone that costs everything. One of the most dangerous places you can live is in the comfort zone of just enough. You make just enough to cover your bills. Maybe go out on the weekend. Maybe take a short trip once a year. It's not terrible, but it's not inspiring either. And because it's not painful enough, you stay. You trade your potential for predictability, but here's the paradox. That zone of just enough slowly kills your fire. It convinces you to settle. It whispers, don't be greedy. Be grateful. And while gratitude is powerful, settling for less than your potential is not gratitude. It's fear in disguise. The real cost of the rat race money won't solve every problem, but lack of money magnifies every problem. Without money, you can't say no to a toxic boss. You can't walk away from draining environments. You can't buy time with your family or invest in opportunities that could change your future. The rat race steals not just your money, but your options.
I know homeboy's cooking, but I want to add to this. True sovereignty, true freedom, isn't just having a full bank account. It's having a regulated nervous system. If you escape the 9 to 5, but still check your phone every 30 seconds for validation, you haven't escaped anything. You just changed cells. So what I'm saying is, don't exchange one prison cell for another. You're at the point in your life where you have to get your priorities straight, and all these messages aren't coming to you not for a reason. All of this is for a reason. All of this is for you to take this information and to apply it to your life. And if you've been complaining and you've been wanting a solution to your problems, maybe the solution is right here. So pay attention.
And when you don't have options, you don't have freedom. Why hard work isn't enough. Here's the hardest pill to swallow. Hard work alone will never get you out. You can dig ditches 18 hours a day and still be broke. You can stay late at the office for years and still never escape. Because escaping the rat race isn't about effort, it's about direction. Wealth isn't built by those who work the hardest. It's built by those who design systems, habits, and strategies that compound over time. The rich don't just hustle more, they hustle differently. They work once and get paid forever. They buy assets, not liabilities. They focus on leverage, not labor. The beliefs that keep you broke. But before you can build rich habits, you have to confront the invisible prison, your beliefs. If you believe money is evil, you'll push it away. If you believe rich people are greedy, you'll sabotage your own path to wealth. If you believe you'll always be broke because your parents were, that becomes your reality. Your financial situation is not just shaped by what you do, but by what you believe you deserve. The rat race feeds on limiting beliefs. It convinces you that you're powerless, that freedom is for the lucky, that you should just be grateful for survival. The wake-up call. So let me ask you, do you believe you're capable of being wealthy? Do you believe your time is worth more than a paycheck? Do you believe your life can be designed instead of defaulted? Your answers matter because they will shape the actions you take next. Escaping the rat race begins with waking up to the system, waking up to the lies.
And everything he just said rings true. Because I remember growing up, and the things that he said in that last segment are the values that we grew up on. Gotta be grateful. People are greedy. All of that. But it's told from a lowly perspective. And then, speaking of lowliness, we were also taught that we're supposed to be lowly. Now, it says that in the Bible, that we're supposed to be lowly at heart. But, in my opinion, that is taken way out of context. Anyhow, we're not built for slavery. Because if we were, we wouldn't feel a certain way working for somebody else, right? Now, his final points were so powerful, but let's go deeper than that video did. Let's look at this through the lens of Hermetic law, specifically the law of vibration. Everything you just watched is a battle for your attention. You work 9 to 5. That's your attention to work. You get in the car, you turn on the radio, or you turn on your whatever you listen to on the way home. That's your attention. When you get home, you have your spouse running to you, you have your children running to you, you have your dog, your cat, your fish, whatever. That's also taking your attention. You gotta carve out some time to work on your dream. Okay? You gotta do that.
The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it.
How to break free from the matrix. What's the first thing you should do? Is it make more money? No. The first thing that has to be done if you want to break free from this system that's been created around us is to understand exactly how the system has you enslaved to it. Now, if you understood just exactly how much time and effort is invested into this one thing, then you can begin to break free. And that is to keep you mentally enslaved to the system. The system spends so much time, money, effort in convincing you that you can't do anything about it. The education system, from 4 years old, you're sat down in a classroom and you're told to obey your teacher, you're told to obey your parents. You are taught that the correct way to live is to obey authority. Religion does the same thing. You're taught to obey a god. Money does the same thing. You are taught to obey your bank, your debt. You must pay back the money. You must be in debt. And so the first thing to realize is the mental enslavement that happens, and to free yourself from that. Because a lot of people, when they talk about the matrix and freeing themselves from the matrix, people say, but how? How can we do it? It's impossible. How can we even start? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. Now, all of these things, I can't. This is all mental enslavement. This is all you up here thinking that you can do nothing about it. When the truth is, There's everything you can do. So you look at the areas of your life, and you look at the point of your life that you're not free. The parts of your life where you are enslaved. So if you are enslaved to money, and what do I mean by that? That you are not earning money on your own terms. If you are reliant on somebody else to give you money, whether that be because you're on universal credit, or whether because you're working a 9-to-5 job where somebody else is determining how much money you can earn, you're enslaved to money. Look at how much you spend. Are you spending the exact same amount of money that you're earning? In which case you're enslaved to money. Do you have debt? You're enslaved to money. Look at your thoughts on a daily basis. What are they like? What's it like inside your mind? Are they positive? Are they negative thoughts? Are you constantly full of worry? Are you anxious about the future? If your thoughts are constantly bringing you down, you're mentally enslaved, right? Look at your relationships. How well are they going? How's your marriage? How's your partnership? How's your relationship with your kids? Do you struggle with it? You're enslaved to your relationships. How about your body? Are you overweight? Are you fit? Like, does your body stop you doing things you would like to do? And the way out of the matrix is not to go storming 10 Downing Street and proclaiming and protesting for change. It's becoming free in the main areas of your life, which is your money, your relationships, and your health. Look at those areas and begin to solve the problems. And see, becoming free of the matrix is all about taking responsibility back in your own life. And this is what most people don't like about it, and this is why most people won't do it. Because it involves you taking control of your life. But we're not taught to do that. Like, I don't blame people. Like, I don't blame myself. I didn't for the longest time think there was anything I could do about being controlled by the matrix. But it was all up here. It was all up here. And so start by taking little steps. Save some money. Look at ways of earning more money. Learn marketing, learn sales. Learn how to do a new skill that will allow you to create money for yourself. Look at your health. Look at the way you eat. Look at the way you exercise. Look at the way, begin to free your body from the slavery it's under. Look at your relationships. Learn how to become a better parent. Learn how to become a better partner. And be successful in your relationships. Most importantly, get around other people who are actively seeking to become free. Now, if you go to my bio, there is a link to a Facebook group in there called United Britain. And in there, we're talking about these kinds of things, how to become free, how to remove ourselves from this system of slavery that we're currently living in. And this is a free group. There's no charge. All you have to do is turn up and do the fucking work. That's it. That's all you have to do. And there's going to be lots of people that turn up and do nothing. But there will be people that turn up who are dedicated to change, and not for themselves. They're doing it for the betterment of this country. They're doing it for the betterment of the people, for their children. Because if we don't change it now, the world that we're leaving behind for our children is going to be disgusting. And I don't want it for my kids. And I'm sure you don't want it for your kids.
Well, he gave some very good advice in there. And that advice that he gave is part of deprogramming what we learn, all the crap that we learned in school, all of the lies. And when you start to reclaim your attention from your job, from the drama, from the narrative of struggle, you're actually reclaiming your life force. This isn't just psychology. This is alchemy. You're transmuting the lead of your heavy circumstances into the gold of awareness. You're turning lemons into lemonade.
Okay, I'm going to make this as simple as possible because I wish somebody had done this for me. And trust me when I say I know firsthand just how hard it is to go out on your own and to make money like outside of a job. And it's so hard because nobody really explains just specifically how that's done. We all know to go to school and get a job, but nobody actually tells you how to go out on your own and make really good money. And because for me, deep down, I knew that getting a regular job, a 9 to 5, being in an office every single day just is not for me. Like, I knew that deep down in my bones. I knew it wasn't for me. School wasn't for me. I'm a college dropout. Like, it's just that whole system is just not for me. And I wish somebody had explained to me early on that you don't need to play into that system, that you can go out on your own and make money. And
she's not alone in that. I'm sure all of us feel that way or felt that way at some point in time and another. And this is the thing too, when you try to go against the grain and you don't want to go to school and you want to do something different, you don't want to do what your parents did because you saw that it broke them down, those same people will turn around and say, you need to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And better, what I want to tell you about that is that people, especially older people, your parents, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents, they are going to say what made them scared or what had them scared. They are going to project their fears on you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want you to be successful. They want you to have a safety net. At the same time, I say, sometimes ripping out that safety net is what's going to save you. So, you can take it like you want, but if you don't have a safety net, then you have to make it work. And I'm going to give you an example. When I moved to New York City, I came from the South, and I moved to New York City, and they said, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And from my experience, I feel like that's the truth. But when I went there, I had one thing in the back of my mind, and I told myself, when I get here, I will not sleep on the street. I will not beg for money, and I will not beg for food. I cannot tell you how many bodies I stepped over on the sidewalk, in the train stations, in Port Authority, on the people who were natives
and make money. And so if you didn't have that person, I'm going to be that person for you because I wish I had it for me, and I'm going to explain just exactly how you can go out on your own and make really good money. This is how I made my first $10,000 a month, was doing this exact same method. Now I'm making $80,000 to $120,000 a month doing this exact same thing. And I'm going to break it down into 4 really simple, really easy to digest steps for you today, right now. So step number 1, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to learn a digital skill, a digital trade, right? Trades have always been a thing, but now we live in the digital world, and you can do digital trades from behind a computer and offer them to brands and clients and companies that are looking for these services. Here is just a brief list of digital services that you can offer. For example, I offer Meta ads, TikTok ads,
and you know what happened for me?
I work with clients who pay me $12,000 a month just to run their Meta ads.
Stayed in
the majority of these skills, you probably already do 1 or 2 of them in your current job, and you can easily take it and then go out on your own and do it. If not, you are more than able and capable of learning any of these skills totally and completely online. There's not a degree in Meta ads or TikTok ads or email marketing. Literally, the only way to learn it is online. And that's going to take us to step number 2. Right now that we've learned the digital skill, we've got the digital trade, we have to position ourselves as an expert. We have to become the go-to person in that trade to attract high-paying clients. And you're going to do that with
and I live somewhere else
and
now.
Social channels.
I moved from New York.
That's going to take you down to step number 3, which is the hardest part in all of this. And anybody who goes out on their own will tell you is the hardest part is, okay, how do we get paid? How do we actually make money? How do we get people to pay us? And so what you're going to do is you're going to book clients. That's step number 3. You're going to book clients on places like Upwork, LinkedIn, and Indeed. You will fill out as many proposals as you possibly can because it is a numbers game, baby, and it's just the name of the game. That's showbiz. You'll hear 100 no's before you hear a simple yes, so don't get discouraged because law of averages says that for every X amount of no's you get, you'll eventually hit your yes. Now we've got clients, right? We're cooking, okay? So we're going to take us to step number 4, and that is to outsource all of the work. You will outsource all of the work. This is what every agency or major big company does, is they hire people to do the work while me, we focus on quality control and bringing in more clients, aka bringing in more money, right? Because you can't be focused on bringing in clients when you're sitting around doing all of the work. You have to pay somebody to do the work so that you can be focused on bringing in more revenue for you and your business. And you outsource the work to freelancers on Fiverr. If you follow these 4 steps, I promise you, they will take you somewhere. It's what I do. It's what so many other people I know do. Learn a skill, position yourself as an expert, book clients, outsource the work. Bada bing, bada boom, you're off to the races. And that is how you make money outside of this whole system that we've believed is the only way to make money. And so I'm telling you because I wish somebody had told me sooner, because I had to figure out all of that on my own. And I don't want you to have to do the same if you were like me, where deep down you know that you're meant to do something else other than like spending all day, all night working for a company that's making somebody else money, and it's just, it's not for you. It's just not you. So I hope this helps, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Here's the secret the system doesn't want you to know. Working hard will keep you poor. All your life, you've been told to get good grades, find a reliable job, and save for retirement. But the top 1% live by a completely different set of rules. Listen, I grew up poor, hated frickin' school, flunked out of the normal system. Today, I run a $100 million business and get to spend my time doing whatever I want, when I want. And I'm gonna share with you 15 truths you need to know to escape the system and get rich without working hard. Starting with number 1, IQ does not determine your net worth. I can prove it because my whole team out here has a higher IQ than me. We test them all. I'm on the lower score. What matters is EQ, emotional intelligence, and that's where people get it wrong. Number 2, winners lose more than losers. See, school teaches us that losing is bad. It turns out the more you try, the more you learn. As long as you don't stop, then you become the winner. Number 3, leverage beats labor every freaking time. See, most bosses say work really hard and you're gonna make a lot of money. The wealthiest people I know don't work that hard. What they look for is leverage. They use code, content, collaboration, and capital to get more done with less time. Number 4, good employers care about results, not resumes. I don't care where my team went to school, what kind of degrees they got. I care about the shit they built. When I think about my kids, I don't care about their school grades. I care about who they are as people, what kind of things they accomplished. Rich people focus on getting things done, not collecting degrees to show other people that they're smart. Number 5, model, then modify. Real artists learn how to steal like artists. When you're in school and you copy from other people, you get in trouble. In the real world, if you don't find somebody's blueprint and copy it, then you're just working stupid. Number 6, professionals always bring tools. See, school forces you to not use a calculator. Hey, you can't use AI. In the real world, if you don't come with the tools, you get fired. Number 7, rejection is just redirection. So in life, a lot of people think if you get rejected, it's final. I don't know about you, but it doesn't matter if I get rejected from school or I get rejected from a job. That's not final. That's just an adjustment that has to be learned. Number 8, your vibe, your energy attracts your tribe. See, in school, you're forced to be friends and friendly with everybody, but once you get out in this real world, because school is so freaking temporary, you realize the energy of other people affect you and your opportunities, and you curate hard. Number 9, speed is way more important than perfection. See, school brainwashes us to think that the goal is perfection. When you get out in the real world, what people admire and appreciate is speed to results. You figure that out and you'll be successful. Number 10, your value is worth way more than your time. See, jobs teach us that we only get paid for our time. Real great companies show us that we get paid for the value created in that time, and there's no cap. Number 11, play to win, don't play not to lose. See, most people work in jobs where they're just every day scared they're gonna get fired, instead of coming to work, trying to find opportunities to create more, to be more, so you have abundance in life. Don't play a game out of fear, play to win. Number 12, Broke people get good at tasks. Rich people get good at avoiding them. See, right now we're in a world where you have to be a director, not a doer. The things like AI is allowing people to create, even though they don't have to do the tasks, they get good at directing other people. Rich people know that the task is only getting paid for doing the work. They want to get good at creating opportunities and then get the work done. See, the problem is broke people keep focusing on getting good at something that doesn't make them more money or get them better. I focus on getting the job done and then moving as fast as I can to never having to do it ever again. Number 13, retirement is only for people that hate their work. You want to build a life that you never have to retire from. See, most people call it work because they don't enjoy doing it. When you enjoy doing it, what do you call it? Life. Most people never figured that out, and that's why they'll work every day for the rest of their life. Number 14, trade work-life balance for an integrated life. Most people think they gotta clock out at 5 and then enjoy the family. To me, it's all one thing. Yesterday, I was on the boat with my mom, enjoying conversations with people that I'm in business with. So not only are we moving our business forward, I'm hanging out with my mom, we're wake surfing, and if that is work, sign me up. Number 15, make the decision, then make it right. See, most people are told you should have a plan. You should have a business plan. You should have a plan for your life. Guess what? Plan stands for procrastination labeled as normal. Most people I know that win in life, they make a decision, they execute, and then they figure out how to make it right. So those are the 15 truths to escape the system. But if you want to go from 0 to $1 million the next 12 months, then click the link and I'll see you on the other side.
So we defined the problem and dissected it, decoded it. You should be somewhat deprogrammed from it. So what do you do with this information? We don't get angry at the system. Anger is just another low vibration trap. Instead, we become the observer. So the next time you feel pressure in your chest, in that anxiety, the video talked about, or the anxiety that you felt when you watched the video because this is so surreal for you, I want you to try something. Don't fight it. Ask it. Is it mine? Or is this a program that I picked up? And the moment you observe the program, you're no longer the program. You are the programmer. That is a moment of awakening. The world is so noisy right now, and that's by design. But if you're watching this, you are part of the signal in that noise. If this resonated with you in your spirit, leave a comment below with the words, "I am awake," so that I know who is part of this tribe. And I'm currently researching the hidden history of foods and how they affect our system, because foods, the chemicals that they put in there, they disrupt our hormones, they make us think crazy, they make our kids act crazy. So we're going to dig into that, and you don't want to miss it. Subscribe and hit that bell to keep your frequency high. And remember, reality is negotiable. Peace.